What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Final Fantasy. Let's go talk to Uncle Byron, the angry pirate clown uncle. I know last episode I had mentioned that I was cooking a Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play for after this game. It is going to be modded, so it's not going to be traditional hard difficulty that we see on the channel, but I am only going to mod my main character and perhaps Shadowheart, but there's a specific Oathbreaker Paladin I want to play, and so I've been looking at some modded weapons and armor for that. Make it a little fun and fresh since I've already played that game.
Well, fuck me. Never thought I'd see the dear Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses came to tea.
Well, we'll see what he wants. He can't be here for nothing. Again, I imagine this is going to arouse suspicions with Annabella. He's taking a risk by coming here for sure.
Ah, my dear nephew. How I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly.
Maybe he can shed some light on where Kupka went.
There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
He brought the money, did he?
2,000?
A generous donation to the cause.
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dhalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you.
Please do.
It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her royal navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift, and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde? To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance? No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waloed friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velkroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
It was Waloed who captured him.
So it was the Walooders who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw.
Why would an enemy fleet
The
save
men
Titan?
seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velkroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canberward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
Can you fight?
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned. And where we're going.
I hope Uncle can
Very
fight,
well.
because we're certainly going to
Think
run
about
into
it, my
some
boy.
violence on the way.
Time waits for no man.
I like Byron. Okay.
Bid's finished outfitting her little workshop, I think.
Otto. Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. All I'm after is Kupka's head. I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
I mean, when in Rome.
The Lancer and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's, and only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalamil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
That's crazy. You're not a fan of Byron.
Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
Alrighty. We ready to head off?
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
We shall. Come, let us away to adventure.
Yeah, I mean, if the opportunity to destroy the Mother Crystal arises, why wouldn't we? Seems like it could give us the perfect opportunity. Oh, we're finally breaking out into the new map segment. And there's a Mother Crystal in here. Even though you can't see it. Like, the Mother Crystals around here are all quite obvious. See, those are obvious. Well, I imagine this is where we're gonna get our Titan fight whenever we get there. The Velkroy Desert, northwestern Dhalmekia. A vast arid sea of sand and stone that has been slowly consuming western Dhalmekia since time immemorial. I think when we get to the Mass Effect trilogy too, I might give that the same codex treatment I gave Origins. Although it would be a little complicated because a lot of the codexes in Mass Effect are voiced. I'm not sure how I would do that. Perhaps I'll only read the ones that need to be read. I'm not sure.
I was a young man when last I walked this path.
Finally, someone paying the doggo.
There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
Two Rosfields on the high seas of Sun. Riddle of the Suns.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sand.
I can see that.
Stay down.
He's just vibing in the background, screaming. Now, this place looks like it's gonna be quite big.
Stay down.
Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
He let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, falling like a babe.
Uncle Byron with the tall tales. Gotta be careful with developing a liking for that character. Probably means he's dead at some point. Yeah, we are pretty good. Nice to be appreciated. Yeah, I've been cooking the Oathbreaker Paladin through for Baldur's Gate 3 for a while now. I think it's gonna be fun. Some necrotic damage. I have a couple weapons in mind. I found a couple warhammers that I would like to use. My interest in using warhammers in that playthrough is I'm a big appreciator of the warhammer as a weapon. You know, and heavy play got really popular in the medieval ages. Switched to warhammers because it didn't need to pierce the breastplate. You could just inflict mortal wounds through the breastplate. And that is also modified by the fact that I actually train with a warhammer. I suppose it's called Mace Bell, but in practice it's a warhammer. It's a big 12-kilogram warhammer that you swing around. Very fun way to work out. Since I started using that, almost all of my shoulder and back issues have just simply disappeared. If anybody struggles with mobility or shoulder health, I would certainly recommend the use of a mace belt. Also just fun. I've worked out since I was like 12 years old at this point. And in all that time I've found the more fun a training method is, the more you'll do it. So my advice to anybody who struggles to stay in shape or stay active, my advice would be to find something you find fun and then do it to death. Very easy to be motivated to train when you love what you're doing. Conversely, it's very hard to get yourself to train if you despise what you're doing, so don't do things you don't enjoy. Fitness is supposed to be fun, it's supposed to make you feel good. It's not supposed to feel like a chore. Tried a bunch of different methods over the years. I've done traditional bodybuilding, I've done powerlifting, weightlifting, I've done kettlebells, heavy clubs, and now mace belt. And the two that I found the most fun and the most accessible and easy to go back to over and over again is definitely mace bells and kettlebells. So, especially for gamers, anybody who has a hard time just being motivated because you just want to relax and play games, get yourself a kettlebell, 14 to 20 kilos. Probably start with a 14 if you're completely new. Get yourself a mace bow, anywhere from 6 kilos to 8 kilos for your first one. Just learn some movements, do some clean and press, some kettlebell rows, some front squats, and then do the 360s with the mace bow. You'll find yourself making quite a lot of progress in no time, and it's very fun and addictive, so you'll want to go back to it. And wanting to go back to it is the money maker. I enjoy it so much that sometimes I have a hard time making myself rest. Because I just want to do it again. If you want to justify it to yourself a little extra, then you can always say, well, hey, if there's ever a zombie apocalypse, I have the perfect weapon for it that lasts for life. It's never a bad thing to be more healthy. And honestly, especially if you, depending on what you do for a living, but if you sit a lot, then I know you're jacked up. Even if you don't know that you're jacked up, trust me when I say you're jacked up. You have weak glutes, your hips are all messy, you probably got way too tight hamstrings, which is messing your lower back up, so. If you're only going to do a set amount of things in life for fitness, you want strong hips and a strong core, and mobile shoulders. Those 3 things will keep you healthy for your entire life, and longevity never is important to anybody until they start feeling the effects of not training for it, but by then it's an uphill battle. Better to start early before you need to. You don't have to get so pressed about it. And again, it's fun. I'd definitely look into it. For anybody wondering where they would go to look into things like that, for kettlebell, I really like Dan John on YouTube. The great kettlebell coach. It's the one that I used. And then the person who got me into heavy mace is actually a YouTube channel called The Flowing Dutchman. He has great tutorial videos on how to use it, great philosophy behind using it and why it's so important. He's a really good mace practitioner. Again, that's Dan John for kettlebells and The Flowing Dutchman for mace. But check it out, it might end up being something you're interested in. That did end up being quite a tangent, but what I was starting off trying to say there is the reason that I want to use a warhammer perhaps is that I train with a warhammer. So extra immersive RP reasons. Paladin is always kind of just the class that I go for, whether that's a Paladin in things like Baldur's Gate or a Templar in things like Dragon Age. I do tend to gravitate towards the Holy Warrior archetype. Now, I missed this entire section here. We'll keep going this way, but I did miss that entire upper section, I think. Which is no good.
Have you lost your way already, my boy? The ruins mark the road to the inn.
I heard you the first time, Uncle.
Faster!
I'm exploring. And now I really want to circle back and check that other place. The curse of being a completionist. Like, I get there's the railroad way, but I also want to investigate. I want to see what this new place is like. See what it has in store for us. But I probably should have been using the chocobo the whole time.
You deserve a rest.
What are you? Did I wander into a hunt? I did. A rank B hunt. Alright. Let's see what you got, big guy.
Well, Clive. Looks like you're gonna need an even bigger sword.
Sit him down. Give me the good old judgment bolt. limit break for now. See for me, big guy. With all that good stuff now. There we go, wonderful. Are you gonna give me some Scarletite? Yes, let's go. Now I can craft my other armor piece. Let's go. Very happy about that.
Ready, go?
Now whenever we're back at Blackthorn, we can make that belt, I believe it was. Or the gauntlets, I forget which piece we needed. Actually kind of down bad on potions. Forgot to restock before we headed to this location. Which is potentially going to be a major problem. But not to worry. We'll make it work if we have to make it work. Not gonna worry about that actually. I'm not gonna worry about finding the arachnids. What do we have? So it looks like this ends here. This is the connector. We're not too worried about that. I don't recall seeing a path up to this. Here's what we'll do. We'll swing around the outside of this desert, then I'll go hit up the main quest. And then once we're done, I'll go check that outcrop in the next episode. Take a seat for me.
Let's try.
so wind up is a very good punish. I was right about that. My instincts were spot on though.
All right.
I feel like I could totally fly across that with my chocobo, but I'm not going to. I'd rather go the way it wants me to. Avoid missing any goodies that way. I'm gonna swing around the whole... That looks like a little city right there. That's likely where we're heading. Do I have any goodies in these ruins? There is not. You're actually just straight up heading down the... Okay, so change of plans. I thought we were going inside here. Since we're not, I'm gonna totally finish exploring this section first. There could be some hunts.
Who do you think those soldiers were in the inn?
I would have loved to have had a merchant in here.
So, Lord Cook has
Alas, never so lucky. Right, now let's head back over there and see where that path to the raised up section was, because I didn't take that. And there could be lots of goodies. There also may not be, but there could be lots of goodies. Once I finish checking this little outcropping, I'll swing on down to that city where we're heading. I'm just happy I got the scarlet tie. I've been trying to craft that armor for like 12 episodes now. I had no idea where you got scarlet tie from. I guess it's from hunts. Specifically, big ones.
Back to the stables, girl.
So, this is where I didn't go, where I should have gone. I think I jumped over this wall, and then I think I just swung left instead of checking this. It was a mistake. But there's a whole section up here.
I can't see a thing.
Come, Clive! Let us turn back before we lose our way!
I'm not gonna lose our way, Uncle. Have some faith. Ye of little faith. We have 1,000 ability points. Dip into our tree relatively soon then. Anybody who's watched my channel for any measurable amount of time, it comes as no surprise that I wanted to check all of this before we moved on.
Ready, go?
Alright.
We want to kill the goblins. I think we want to kill the goblins. You are gonna stop casting that bullshit though. Please. The barrel is the bane of my existence. The barrel is the real enemy of Final Fantasy XVI. Final boss.
Let's go.
Come on, Ambrosia.
Faster!
Okay, we're almost done exploring this. It's gonna be a very unfortunate turn of events if there's a boss fight in here, because I cannot see a thing. Trying to get some attack readings on an enemy in this would be insane. Be worried about the scorpions. Yoink. One more item right there. That's just a salamander, but we are gonna take it. If I can kill him before the stagger bar limit reaches. 41,000 I got there. So I got to 41,000. Here's another one of those tablets that always look like I should be able to interact with them, but I never can. I know the achievement for that is 50,000 in one stagger, and I'm getting 42,000 now, so if I had a different punish ability, I think I could get there. If I had another version of Wind Up or something that I could use like that.
Good girl.
Alright, Ambrosia.
Run like
Now I'm gonna assume we can just yeet ourselves over the edge up here and just sprint on down to the village. I'm assuming, since she can fly a little. But I don't want to do it here. Maybe... no, I don't think I'll make that either. I'll get to the high ground first. Alright, Ambrosia, is this tall enough for you? Oh, come on, game. Flies. What about now? Thank you. Well, thank God I came back this way, huh? You won't be stopping a fight, though. I think we've done enough exploring and fighting for one episode, right? Now let's go the way the game wanted us to go. Let's actually quickly take a look at our abilities. The wind-up is already mastered, that's fine. To upgrade Judgment Bolt, we need a lot of money. What does it get? Get more bolts. So it is going to be worth upgrading for damage. So none of these are really... I need a punish. I need something that's high damage. This is 3. This is 4. That's 3. 3. Earthen Fury. That seems like it might be good. I'm just wondering how I can get that 50,000 break. Upgrading Judgment Bolt would surely help a lot. Then it might just be a matter of timing with the pylon. Speaking of the pylon. The lightning rod. We can upgrade this. What do we get when we upgrade it? Increased range of lightning when striking ball. And that's just increased range. I think I'll save for Judgment Bolt. I do want to try and hit that 50k mark just because it's a good benchmark, right? It means I'm doing good when they're staggered. course, Heat Wave, the reason it did what it did with the increased projectiles is because I blew his projectile back at him. Parry
There
mechanic.
she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Might be able to arrange that. After I get my loot, of course. Too worried about the scorpions. I'm just here to satisfy my loot brain. I wouldn't mind running into one or two as well. It's just a salamander, but I'll take the fight.
This won't be easy.
See how much I get without upheaval and limit break. 23,000. Yeah, that is making all the difference there. Well, it's good to know that limit break is very essential. We start building up that 50k mark. I'm gonna assume for mercy's sake that that's all unplayable land, because if it's not, I'm gonna have a lot of exploration to do. And I'm gonna do it too. This is probably the last piece. Got a lot of desert roses. Hopefully they come in handy because we just picked up like 30 of them.
Come on. Fly, Ambrosia.
I'll probably let this episode run a little longer just so we can get into the bar and find out what's going on in this area. Did not expect 30 minutes of exploration, but there you go. These episodes aren't scripted. Line, let's play for a reason. I'm really glad that our companions get Chocobo too. We brought the whole flock. It'd be awkward if we just saw our uncle jogging along in the background. Okay, so we'll get to all of that after we pass. Alright. So on second thoughts, perhaps I don't let this episode drag on. Yeah, you know what? I'll split it. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, as always, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Final Fantasy. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.